Everybody, it's Mr. Johnson here again. Going to be kind of doing like our how-to, also just like lesson for our ancient civilization travel book project. So for this week for social studies, you are going to be doing something a little different than I originally told you about. If you recall, before we had to kind of switch our learning styles and teaching style for me here. We were going to be doing an ancient civilization travel brochure. Us teachers really try to think about some different ways to do this project. And we just decided Book Creator was going to be the best way to do it. It's basically going to be the same thing, but instead of creating a travel brochure, you're going to be creating a Book Creator book. It's still kind of the same premise though. So if you remember, the travel brochure, the purpose was to be kind of a persuasive piece to try to persuade somebody to go to a different ancient civilization. So you have to imagine here that we have a time machine, and we could take that time machine to any ancient civilization that we want to. And so your job then is to try to persuade somebody to go to a specific ancient civilization. And we're all going to be starting with ancient Egypt. That's when we've spent the most time talking about. I know we've talked about a bunch of other civilizations, but that's when we spent the most time like taking notes on and doing some just like good research on. So we're just going to start by reading the goal here together. You can read it with me, and I can describe. Ready? I can describe different timekeeping methods of communication, daily life, inventions, famous people, and key events from ancient civilizations. Now I'm going to talk about some of these parts like timekeeping methods of communication, daily life, inventions, famous people, as I'm going through the Book Creator project. But key events here really means important. And for all of these things, we're going to be trying to record the most important things. For your project, you're going to be using this travel book creator project kind of checklist or rubric. You'll recognize these from like our Me and the Map project, any of our one-pagers. We had one of these when we did our solar system research project. It kind of highlights all the things that you need. So you can find this, and just like you've been finding things on Schoology, you're going to be going into Mr. Johnson's class, Tuesday, social studies, where you found this video, and then there's the checklist right there. And so this has all the different things that you're going to need for it. Now, besides having the checklist, you may be thinking, I need more key details. I need more ideas about ancient Egypt. Well, if you click on the folder, Ancient Civilization, right underneath it, has all of the different ancient civilizations and other websites and things that you can use. But I can just open up Ancient Egypt, and they have all the different things. Like I was already saying, we're going to spend some time about inventions. Well, I could open up this link, and you're going to see it's those slide decks that you can then go through and take a look at yourself again. So they already have some different kinds of cool, they already can see like papyrus, hieroglyphs. We know that they invented ink, all those kinds of things. So that is all in there, so you can do your actual note taking. So I can just open up the PDF here for the checklist. Now, when you go into Book Creator, your title page, or like I should say that cover, is going to include Ancient Egypt or some other creative titles such as Ancient or Awesome Ancient Egypt, whatever you would like to do. Make sure your first and last name are on that cover, and then have one image that is connected to ancient Egypt. It can be anything. It could be just the pyramids, it could be the Sphinx, just some hieroglyphs, whatever you want. Then your actual first page is all going to be about daily life. So you're going to want to make sure you put that title, Daily Life, on there. And then on that page, you're going to do at least 3 key details about the daily life of people in ancient Egypt. And so for each of these pages, I do have example facts. Like most people were either farmers or fishers and were part of the lower class. Page 2 is all about important people. You're going to include at least 3 key details about important people in ancient Egypt. For 1, King Tut is important because when archaeologists discover his tomb, they learn much about life in ancient Egypt. Next page is communication. At least 2 key details about the ways people communicated with each other. They used hieroglyphics for their writing, and those are picture symbols instead of words. Page 4 is timekeeping. at least 2 key details about the ways people kept track of time. They created a 12-month, 30-day calendar to keep track of days. Page 5, important inventions. At least 3 key details about important inventions. They created a form of ink that was made from ash and beeswax. And page 6, the last one, is important historical events. At least 3 key details about important historical events, such as around the year 3050 BCE, they started to create the first pyramids for the pharaoh. So all of those things are there, and really just important people. Really, for each key detail, try to talk about a different important person. It's really a different pharaoh. The daily life, just what was daily life like for them? Like I just said, most people are farmers or fishers. You know, what were things like for the kids? Or like, what did they wear? What did they eat? What were their homes like? That's all good stuff for daily life. Communication is really how did they communicate with each other? Like I already said, like hieroglyphics are what they did for writing, but what else did they do to talk or write things down? Timekeeping, like that calendar. That's one of the ways they kept track of time. So you can, and these are all in Schoology. I'll show you the folders again. Important inventions, what were some of the important inventions they did? And I don't want you just to write down they invented ink. Like, tell me a little bit more. Like, what did they use ink for? I didn't even write that. I said they created a form of ink. I should have said they created a form of ink for writing. It was made from ash and beeswax. If you say they created pyramids, but why did they create pyramids? And then historical events, really think that's important. And you can always tell it's important, especially when they include dates, like 3050 BCE. So when I do go back into that folder, and you're thinking, okay, well, I need things about inventions, or maybe I want things about the pharaohs. I can go through here and I gotta try to figure out, okay, what are the parts that I could do? Let's see. Oh, you know what? When I'm thinking about family life, or when I'm thinking about daily life, I could do family life. So I can just look through here, through this slide deck. Oh, sometimes it takes a little bit to load up. If it's going slow for you and you need to like app swipe out of, please do that. But it can go through this and look for anything about just daily life stuff. I'll just go through ahead. Great thing about daily life. You know, the whole part about how women were held in very high regard in the society. That very different than some other civilizations or groups of people. They could have a job. They could own land. They could have and earn money. I love that. Even some women even ran farms and businesses. So that'd be a really cool thing about daily life. But there's a lot of stuff in there about kids too. So you can, right here is like another really good one. Learn about the social hierarchy of Egypt. This is where you can learn more about some of the different kinds of like pharaohs. And just to learn about, kind of like why some of those people are important. And they just kind of go through here. You can learn about some of those different classes of people on that one too. Like right here. Yeah. So just go through here. You'll be able to find more of the facts and details, but you can also do some more exploring on just some of those websites as well. Just to try to get some more of those. But yeah, I'm trying to think, try to give you as much information as I can here just to help. The other thing I was going to say, for each of your pages, include, like I have one image on that front cover, but put images too throughout your whole book. Makes it way more interesting. And I guess I can quick show you here too. Book Creator. Go into Book Creator. You can just do the new book there. Up in the top right corner, you can hit new book there. I recommend Square. So on a Book Creator, remember you hit plus. That's how you can add text. So I can do ancient Egypt. Done. When it's highlighted, if I click off of it, I can click on it. When it's highlighted like that with the blue box, I can hit the I with the circle. I can bold it. I can make it a little bit bigger. Underline it because it's a title. I can go back on add text by Mr. Johnson. Add that. I don't want it underlined, so I'm going to go back up to the I and take that off. I want it a little bit smaller. And then I can definitely add, then I would for sure want to add an image. That's where you got to go to Safari. And I'm going to type in ancient Egypt and see what I can get for some images. Ooh, I definitely want the Sphinx. That's kind of a cool shot. I'm going to do a quick, it's always best if I just do a, there we go. I'm going to just crop out some of those parts I don't want on the picture. Good, I got my screenshot now. Cool. Top right corner. Well, I can just hit done. And that will save to photos. Go back to my book, hit plus, photos, and there it is. Cool. Then my real page 1, I'm gonna go here. It's called daily life. So plus text, daily life, done. If it has a blue box around it, I can hit the I can underline it. Maybe I might want it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to increase the size. I got kind of weird there, so I'm just going to make the box a little bit bigger. There we go. Then I'm going to put my facts on there. And remember on the kind of checklist, I gave examples of facts that you can use. Make sure I put an image on there. Make it a little bit smaller. Still, there we go. But yeah, when you're done with your book all the way, you can then just submit it to Seesaw, and then I'll be able to see it right away. And I'm really excited, but stay in contact. If you have questions about it, let me know as you're trying to create this book creator. And after you make your Ancient Egypt one, you can go ahead and make another one. That's why, like on Schoology, I have different civilizations. I have China, Greece, Mayan. And you can even do tons of different ones too. You can do the Aztecs, whatever you want to do. But yeah, just let me know if you have any questions as you're working on this. I am so excited to see your projects, everybody. Yeah, have fun with it. And I'll talk to you soon again. Bye.